Shout out to the mama chief. Yeah, you be quiet when Big Mama speak. What she gave us is a part of me. It flows through my arteries. Even on that journey, that love grows how the garden be. The first to teach us when we sick, the first to heal us. Mama's boy, yeah, you know, her pride and joy. Soul food, yeah, you know, I'm an enjoy. Calm you down just by the sound of a voice. There isn't another feeling inside. When they cheering you on at your game, and you feeling the pride. You and your siblings fighting, she gon' make you put the feelings aside. She can't lead you down the road, but she can give you the guide. Where you think I get that blissful look in my eyes? I need a side of ice cream with lemons apple pie. You know for sure from Mama Chief, you know I'ma ride. Cause we all need a Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all love our Mama Chiefs. The greatness, the patience, the foundation, the knowledge passed down so many generations. Our motivation, I just want to thank you for my creation. Cause we all love our Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all need a Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all rap for Mama Chief. The dedication, I seen your tears at my graduation. Now look, my your boy that made it. You the reason I'm one of the greatest. Yeah, cause we all need a Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all love our Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all rap for Mama Chief. Now be quiet, let Big Mama speak.
Welcome to Blended Healing. First, it's shock, and then guilt rides in. And then, after you sit down and you think about that, then you have to move on to self care. You see, you got to stop feeling guilty all the time. You got to stop. When it comes to that situation, you got to stop accepting that gift of guilt. You got to stop. Because self care, guilt is real. It's hard to accept the fact that anybody that you love as a brother or a sister doesn't support your endeavors genuinely. You begin to see it when there's a pattern of behavior that says if something goes well for you, something's wrong on their end. And it's also obvious when you're facing your darkest hour. He or she manages to always one up even your pain. Nothing in this life is about you. And they'll remind you often. Even though we see these red flags, it always appears that they're in your corner and have your back when needed. They remind you every now and then that you are capable of achieving all of your dreams. Then you feel good. You're like, I was kind of wavering a little bit. I didn't know if they rocked for me or not. And then every now and then, they'll make a public declaration about how helpful that you are to them in their life. And in those places or spaces of positivity, then you drop the red flag, you drop your guard again. Because you want to believe that they're just going through something, you know, and the harvest is on its way to them. You don't want to allow yourself to think that they may be jealous or envious or just simply don't wish you well. You don't want to believe that the only way that they can truly see you is if you don't have anything more for them. And then you find yourself heavy in spirit when you should be on a high of achievement. You must address the heaviness in the room. If you take account for yourself and it ain't you, it's time to access those you have allowed to be around you. And then in that place by which you have to address with yourself first the toxic presence of your brother or your sister. And this kind of behavior can be confirmed when other people in your life ask you why you still communicate with them, or they press you to address their behavior straight on. But they don't realize that you're in shock because you thought this person was in your corner or these people. Now you're all wrapped up in your feels because you sacrifice your own self-care, your own reciprocity, and your own peace to prove that you are aligned with them. And because of this blindness, you don't realize that you've gotten yourself into something and it's time to get free. And if you can, take the time to talk to the other person in verbal or written form to express the cycle that you see, if you allow it to go that far. You got to let them know that you don't want to feel dismissed or abandoned because they always feel that they need to elevate their situation above you or anybody else. And it's important that they know you want to be able to share just as they share to you. And if you're able to come to an understanding, that's wonderful. Because now they really got or needed to know how you felt. You see, communication in any relationship is important because we're all learning more about the people that we love and how to be a blessing to them, which doesn't always stay the same. It's lack of reciprocity. Slap dead in your face. Because you already know and you can see how this is going to play out when you do tell them how you feel. Because you're going to think that it's easier to tell them how you feel, right? And that they're going to receive that and everything is going to be great. Come on, man. You know how this is going to work. They're going to respond to that. And then your ass is going to be shocked because they're coming at you aggressively, defensively, disrespectfully. And what you're really saying to them is not even being heard. And they won't even reconsider the relationship. You shouldn't feel guilty because you're expressing the need for fairness. Snap out of it. You're in shock, right? Snap out of it. Snap out. When what you have or have accomplished has been thrown in your face while you are accused of throwing the past in their face for reminding them of the times that you've been there, it's time to walk away. Snap out of it. The thing is this: they don't wish you well. Point blank, period. I said it. Even if they're saying that they want to see you happy, they have a hand in upsetting your happiness. And they can't celebrate you without calling attention to themselves. When they can't be there for you in times of need because it reminds them of where they ain't at this moment, I need you to consider jealousy could be an issue. And it's understandable that you find it hard to leave them they have been with you for so long. But you have to be honest about the relationship. Snap out of it. I know you in shock, but at the very least, you deserve the care that you give. And it becomes dangerous when you put yourself in competition against somebody that you love or you have loved. You don't want anybody in your village that doesn't wish you well, nor want to see you thrive. You feel me? You don't want that. Stop feeling guilty. It's time for you to move on. We were taught from a young age that we are to care for the needs of other people. We watched our elders give family, church, and community all they have until it pains them. Some of us grow up wanting to defy the social constructs that we grew up in because we don't want to live in a paradigm by which we always last. Always last. And it's not a matter of understanding how to care for yourself. We have been fortunate enough, maybe, to marry some people that take care of you or take care of us in our overall well-being. And if we have that, we need to hold on to that. Because I need you to stop accepting the gift of guilt. You see, guilt can be transferred to us as easily as germs with a cold. Sit on that for a minute. We feel guilty quick. There's no cure for guilt. There's only remedies to help us not feel guilty when we choose to make choices. We have to understand that caring for ourselves help us to care for each other. Think about it. You can give a ride to somebody to go somewhere if you don't even have the mode of transportation. How you going to do that? How you going to get them a ride? That same type of analysis can apply to you in your life. You have to come to terms with the fact that what you are doing is a form of self-care and selfish. You see, Everything around us makes it very difficult to see the differences in ideals because they are very often put together. There is so many negative connotations attached to self-care, and it's nowhere the same. Understand that self-care involves doing things for yourself that increases your own positivity and your own well-being. So after the shock, now you're in the guilt. Selfishness, on the other hand, is usually when we do for ourselves because it is a last resort before we start to damage ourselves physically, mentally, or emotionally. It happened. So get out of the shock. Get out of the shock. You got to come to terms with the facts that doing things that can make you joyful is not a sin. You just simply moved on. Don't feel guilty for moving on because it can help you. And after you help yourself, you can help your community and the environment that's around you. You have to be okay with being vulnerable. I said vulnerable. I didn't say weak. Weakness is a cop-out because it demands you to surrender your power to somebody else. Weakness is defeat. Vulnerability is not knowing the victory or defeat. It's an understanding. It's a necessity of both. It's engaging and it's about being all in. That's a wonderful quote by Bren Brown. You see, vulnerability gives you the energy to bounce back from losses way more. It allows you to see defeat, know that it exists, and you can still move forward after learning the lesson from it. Guilt will have you believing that you have to put on a very strong face if you want to survive. And that's dead ass wrong. You have to allow yourself the chance to enjoy victory and defeat effectively. Victory and defeat. In the defeat, you've learned the lesson. Come out of the shock. It happened. As kids, every choice that we made had a consequence. It could have been good or it could have been bad. But it's our job to accept the consequence of our choice. And guilt is an emotion that we will have if you allow that believing that you are the worst person in the world. That's what guilt will do for you if you allow it to seep in. And you're not. You are great and valuable to this world, regardless of your choices. Never let anyone force you to be guilty about choosing you. That's a gift that you can live without. You don't need the guilt. You don't need the guilt. And if you have somebody in your life that encourages you to take some time to yourself, do a spa day, get your hair did, go to the barber shop, do something in the community, work on some organizations of your choice. Some of our partners or friends encourage times where we just need a day, a few hours to ourselves. Even though it's given to us right on a platter, we find it difficult to invest in our own personal care. Baby, I need you to move out of guilt and start moving into self-care, self-preservation. You see, when you neglect to take care of yourself, you run the risk of not only tearing yourself down, but then you start to test who you are, what you're doing, your living situation, everything, because you're so damn disgusting. Now, I know that you love your family and your babies, but when you allow yourself to be put on the back burner out of the guilt, bitterness will begin to set in, not just towards your family, but towards other people that didn't have nothing to do with the way you feel. You got to take care of yourself. It's hard. I know it's hard for some of us to even go into a store and shop without feeling as though we have to grab something off the shelf for somebody else. You're so ingrained in that shit. Haven't you given enough? Give yourself 5, 10, 15, please. You done been through a lot. You went through the shock, the guilt. Now you're back at self-care. And now you're trying to guilt yourself out of it. They ain't do it to you. They ain't. You got to do things for yourself. You see, anger can manifest when other people in your life don't put things back in its nice, neat little package for you. Because you're redirecting your anger towards other people. Most importantly, you're redirecting that anger back into your own heart. You're allowed to take 2, 5, 4 seconds to collect yourself. And when you collect yourself and you make amends for the simple fact of what has happened to you in your cycle, you got to take care of yourself. Give yourself grace and mercy. You see, when your heart is full of love, you could do anything. It doesn't make you a bad person when you start to be selfish. to get things done for yourself. You need that in your life. You need that building up. Because when you start to feel wonderful about yourself again, you can spread that beautiful energy to everybody. Don't allow people to take you off your square and make you feel something different. Remember, you have children that are watching you. And if they see that somebody can easily take you off your square and take you out of character because of their own selfish needs, they're seeing a person in you that is reacting instead of responding. But when they start to see that you start to take care of yourself and make that a part of your ritual, building up not only how you feel on the inside, but your spirituality, that can help carry you through the hard times. They are watching you. Everything that you're doing. That you don't want them to see you suffering. Your children are learning from watching you care for yourself. Saying, yo, in spite of whatever just happened to my moms or my pops, people done did them dirty. But you know what? They went through it for about a moment. They collected themselves. Not only that, they're better for it. Because they really try to take them down. They watching you. They're watching you, and they're learning that sometimes you need time to love on yourself. And they'll respect you for it. They'll even support you for it. They'll even encourage you to do it. Don't let guilt stand in the way of what you need to love yourself fully. They ain't take you out. You're still standing, baby. You're still standing. And the reason why they're standing next to you, your peoples, is because they see the value in you. And they love you genuinely. Flaws and all. But what they see is a strong, resilient person that they say that they want to be like, that they're proud of. We all have our moments, but move from the shock, then move from the guilt for moving on, then move to self-care, and don't you dip a toe back into that guilt. Bring it back in and take care of yourself. Once you take care of yourself, then you can again take care of other people. And I'm done. I'm done. Be well, stay safe. Ashe and deep bow to each and every one of you. And I shall see you all very, very soon.
I am making decisions for my happiness that don't make sense to anybody else around me. I am not looking for a high five or word of encouragement. I'm not asking what you think about it. I'm just gonna do it. So if you see me doing something out of character, or I'm acting brand new, or I'm on some new shit, just know it's about where I'm coming and not about who I've been. It's about where I'm going. is not where I was, and I don't want to.
I ain't got a cap, cause baby, look at the material. Face is like a goddess and the body is ethereal. Get up in my vibe, feels like a higher something spiritual. Already know what I came here to do. Level up, ambiance, I set it up. I can never get enough. Love the woman I've become. Morning affirmations, high vibrations like the rising sun. Tell a hater we ain't done. I got more shine to come. Cause I got confidence, and I work hard for this. Waited way too long for this. Now I got confidence, and I work hard for this. I'm working on my confidence. I got confidence. Waited way too long for this. Building on my confidence. Working on me, yeah. Becoming everything I need to be. And I ain't even in my final form yet. Got a strong foundation, I'm just upgrading the format. Dead weight get cut off, bad vibes get brushed off. Baby, I'm the plug and I can't let nobody run off. I can't match your energy, it's not in my aesthetic. Choosing peace over that petty shit. The girls that get it, get it. Understanding my assignment, always in alignment. Trusting in the process, being patient with the timing. Cause I got confidence, and I work hard for this. Waited way too long for